It's finally, the time is finally here. I am so excited to gut my network and make this content. I have been waiting for months for my access point to come in, and I finally got it. That's right, I am switching my entire network all over to Ubiquiti UniFi products. I have a Wi-Fi 6 long-range access point and a switch and a UDM Pro. But not only am I switching everything over today, I'm also making some changes to my network. So this could be interesting. If you guys have not entered to win, this is a Simply Nook home base media server extreme. This thing is worth $1,400 and comes with a quad tuner built right into the top of it. Pretty crazy. I'm doing a giveaway and that expires on June 16th. So make sure to get your entries in. Check out the links in the description below to check out that video. Now this is what I wanted. Look at this. Look at this. Ooh, this is the UniFi long-range Wi-Fi 6 access point. I actually want 3 of these, but 1 will do for now. I mean, look at this thing. It's the freaking size of my head. This is like, can you see me? Now, the reason why I wanted this access point is because it's going to go well with the UDM Pro and my switch, and it's going to help identify things on the network with a magical, beautiful little tree of devices. Everything that's on my network is going to be able to identify all of those things. And I did not want to change my network up until I had something like this to just do it all at once. And of course, I have this. I haven't even opened this thing up. I haven't even smelled it yet. Like this is the UDM Pro. This has everything. This is upside down. Ubiquiti, if you're watching this video, it would have been really cool if like you rig some sort, like how Hallmark has those cards where you open them up and it goes da 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 or whatever. Like, it'd be cool if you had like a one-off thing to where like when you pull this out of the box, it goes like, oh, like, come on. Come on. Yes. Oh, look at it. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. UDM Pro. What in the world? Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is so fancy. You got all those mounting brackets to put it in your rack, right? Fancy laid out screws. Okay, that's fancy. Every company, I've never seen this before. Every company always puts them in a bag. Like, that's some next level stuff right there. That's next level. Like, nice touch. I like that. I guess because of how nice this is, I'll forgive the whole lacking thing that I mentioned earlier. And then 24 port Pro PoE. This thing should handle all the things, which I already have a PoE switch. But again, when it comes to like switching everything over to Ubiquiti, you want to have that nice integration where you can see all the devices connected and you can identify them and augmented reality with your phone, so everything that's plugged into every port just by pointing your phone at it. I've seen videos about this. Holy crap, it looks amazing. There, I did it for you. Okay, you can thank me later. Boom! Okay, this is only 24 ports. I have a 48 port PoE right now. I don't know if I'm gonna need more than these, but I shouldn't, but I might. So who knows? More upgrades later? Hashtag maybe? No clue. Look at that. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Ooh. Now here's the embarrassing state of my server room. More specifically, this is my networking stuff, right? This is a pfSense router. It's made out of an Ardell 210 version 2, I think. This is my 10 gig switch, and this is my 48 port PoE Cisco switch, right? This has been accumulation of just like adding this, doing this, adding that, just kind of going. As you can see, it's, you know, you get lazy, right? Now this, my pfSense router actually had some configuration issues. So me, knowing I was going to upgrade, was like, you know what? Screw the pfSense. I'm over it. I started using this as my main, as my main router, just to hold me over. Little did I know this was going to be 2 months, but there it is. Now I still need this 10 gig switch, right? Because I don't have a Ubiquiti or UniFi 10 gig switch. So I still need this. While I'm at it, I'm going to take out Zeus. Zeus has been sitting there dead doing absolutely nothing for a very long time, and I'm ready to get rid of it. Also, maybe I should put that in the rack somehow. Maybe. Now, part of the change to my network is that over the years, I've added things like 10 gig switch, different switches, etc. And then I ended up adding like a 10 gig dedicated backhaul between my server and my main computer. And then I ended up adding other 10 gig things. So then eventually I like had those running through the 10 gig switch. But when I set up the direct connection, I hooked those all up as like a different subnet. So then as I added things, because things were already configured a certain way, like in my house, I have 2 different subnets. You know, I have a 10.10.10. whatever for my 10 gigs, and then I have a 192.168.2 whatever for all the other stuff. This has worked most of the time, but sometimes it causes issues. Sometimes I have to go in there and reset things or reset things up, whatever. And I've just thought to myself, why do I do this to myself? This started out of laziness, and I've paid for it tenfold in repairs or just reconfiguring and getting things back running again. Now, this could be a problem with my configuration. This could just be an issue with running just random 2 subnets for absolutely no reason through the same switches. I have no idea. But the point is, while I'm doing this upgrade, I'm going to be switching my main subnet. That way I just have one subnet for all the things, and I don't have to worry about mixing and matching what things connect to what, and, you know, setting up like specific IP addresses and computers to be able to, none of that. None of that's going to be a thing anymore. Now, if it's 10 gig, it's 10 gig. If it's 1 gig, it's 1 gig. Doesn't freaking matter. Yes, this is an obvious thing most people should do. No, I did not do it, but here we are. Now, the interesting part of all of this is going to be having only 24 ports, and the way this layout was set up, I had 48 ports, so I could just, you know, kind of go down to each one. But now, I'm going to have to pull them over. So that's going to be interesting. So now I got to put my Wi-Fi access point up. Right now I have the AX6000 and I have it in access point mode. It doesn't even do any routing aside from just the Wi-Fi portion of it. So I already have a cable ran through the attic down a hole and everything, and it's already ran for that. That is not where I want this to go. However, I really just kind of want to get my network going. You know what I mean? Optimal location would be a later thing. Also, I may or may not be trying to get more access points. Now that I kind of got like everything installed, as you can see, like I got all these wires. I have to change out some of these Ethernet cables because obviously they're not going to reach all the way over here. Also, I'm going to start basic as far as, you know, connect it to my modem, connect it to the access point that I just put upstairs, maybe connect my DVR, my server, and my main computer, just to get a few things online, get my configurations kind of sort of rolling, and then just plug in everything. My new subnet is going to be 7.7.7. whatever. The whole mixed bag of is stupid. I'm just going to have one. If it's 10, it's 10. It's 1, it's 1. There's not going to be a difference. You know what I mean? Which really, that configuration is gonna take a long time because I have to reconfigure all my cameras, my NVR system, my server, my files, everything needs reconfigured because everything is already set up with address reservation. So I gotta go through and change all of that.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I got a little antsy and just kind of got excited. I learned a couple things, you know, I already knew, but I need to get better distance or better sized cables just to clean this up. I did just kind of connect everything that really I think I'm going to use. I bought this little SFP cable to bridge the 10 gig router with the 1 gig router. That way it has a 10 gig backhaul, and you know, not everything needs 10 gig. In fact, I probably only need like 4 to 5, whatever. So obviously I got 1, 2, 3, and then I'll be plugging in some stuff down there. But pretty much what I also need to do is buy another one of these, maybe even shorter. That way I can go from here to here rather than using the standard 1 gig port that comes on the UDM Pro connected to this NIC. So, or connected to this switch. So that way I just have 2 back holes made of complete, you know, SFP fiber cables. And then, I mean, it just, I don't know, more better because things.
I feel like so much has happened in the last 12 hours or more. It's overwhelming, and the rabbit hole of UniFi crap is really deep. Now, hear me out. I have a 10 gig switch that's off brand, right? So the topology is not showing, like the Ubiquiti UniFi topology is not showing accurately what's connected to the 10 gig switch. I have my main computer, my NAS, and my Plex server, all 10 gig, that really need 10 gig because they communicate with each other on a high speed. So I have that, and it doesn't look pretty, right, on the topology thing. Also, all of my cameras, or at least 8 of them that are in the attic, 7 of them, because one of the port, anyways. So all of my cameras are all running through some off-brand PoE switch that was sent to me a long time ago that I put in my attic, and somehow it hasn't started a fire. So because that switch isn't Ubiquiti, it's not being recognized. Those items are not being individually identified as easily as they normally would, at least not broken down in the topology thing. So now I'm stuck with this thing where, like, basically I want to replace the switch in my attic. I want to replace my 10 gig switch down here. I want to add more access points. I want to add one in the garage, even though I actually have, I tested my, I'm going to show you what I did. And my next step right now is mounting my new access point upstairs in the living room somewhere. But basically I was able to get it almost every corner of my house, the same range as my TP-Link AX6000. I was getting faster speeds at the very edge of the coverage area. But I still have one dead spot. That's like where it's going through the garage, through the metal doors, right? So if I'm on that other side, it's a dead spot. So now I want to add access points, you know, outdoors for some reason. I don't know why I'm obsessed with this, but I want to do that. I want to add a little miniature access point inside my garage. And then I want to add an access point, like, you know, out the back door area place. Don't know why. I have no idea. Oh my gosh. This is a rabbit hole, and I'm addicted. So you know how I said I set up everything, you know, where the original wireless access point was, that was a TP-Link router, that was kind of for testing purposes. Well, I decided, because I had it laying flat and it was pointing up, I decided to use a cup to actually make it point down, which, as expected, like instantly increased my overall signal quality in the basement, because I was like not getting full bars. I was only getting like 2 out of the 3 bars on the little Apple iPhone. So once I turned it upside down, utilizing a cup for it to literally just sit in, like, look at this. This is maybe a little weird, right? Totally works though. I know, a little weird, but at least I was able to angle it and like direct it down. And then when I did that, I walked around all the way in the backyard to every single corner. I had all good service. The only place I did not have good service is on the side of my house where it has to go through, the garage doors, multiple walls, brick, all that kind of stuff, which was the same dead spot I had before. And that's all from it being just up there. In reality, I don't want it to be there. I want it to be like right there. But that means I got to get in the attic. I don't want to go in the attic because it's probably 100 degrees in there. But the things you do to be a nerd. Oh yes, the attic. Forgot about all this stuff. I just kind of finished this project and I'm like, cool, let's leave it. I had all those for support. It's a long story, but over there, through here, is where I gotta go. And I'm just gonna take a drill and drill a hole randomly and be like, wherever that lands, that's where it goes. I guess while I'm up here, this is a switch. Guys, remember this? I wired up this plug-in, powered this PoE switch, right? Then I hooked up, oh yeah, that's pretty warm. Then I hooked up this, God, all of that is warm. Okay, so I need to probably figure out some way to just keep the air flowing because I think these laptop fans are finally starting to give out. So I'll have to worry about that later, add some kind of cooling. It's hot as hell in the attic anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Look at all that mess. Look at this hot pile of garbage. Whew. Freaking hot as hell up here. Damn. So as you see right here, this is the cable that I drilled that goes into the wall, and that goes down to where the access point's stored now. So I know I need to go 6 feet that way, roughly. So somewhere about right there, I'm gonna find a piece of sheetrock. I'm gonna drill a hole, and that's gonna go down into the living room. Boom. Hole. Not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. Tell you what, it is like 140 degrees in my freaking attic. And just being up there for just a short while just freaking wiped me. Holy bananas. So I have my access point down here. Pretty much what I'm gonna do now is figure out the mounting, right? What holes I need to drill. Obviously, I'm gonna be doing some drywall holes or drywall anchors. That way I can just screw it right into the ceiling. But I just gotta kind of figure out how it all goes together. So you got all that. I'm really bad with user manuals. I like to figure stuff out, sometimes mess it up. But I was gonna look at a user manual. But I don't know if it didn't come with one or if this is the user manual that you're supposed to, look at online. I don't really know. But either way, I'll figure it out. Can't be too complicated. Okay, I have to stop this. I'm gonna make this a part 1. There is so much to get into with this. I wanna show so much of the software side. I wanna show the topology and I'm configuring different icons. I want it to look really good. I want the names to be good. I'm trying to set up VLANs to separate my cams. There's so much configuration to do. What I can say is during my experience, I was trying to create a VLAN and I could not get a different subnet it was just giving me the default one. And I had to use my phone app, which I ended up using, the app on the computer or just the web app to set everything up. But I had to use the phone app to create a VLAN with my own custom subnet. And the weird thing is that after I did that, I tried to create another VLAN just to test. And all of a sudden I could do the custom subnet. So I got a little bit of help. Thank you, Liquid Syphilis, for kind of walking me through and kind of giving me some guidance on that. That is still a setup that I have to do, but I got everything running. I have everything on my network up and going. It's fast AF. I set up network security, intrusion detections, and I'm already noticing scans coming in from India. So I've blocked entire countries from even connecting to my network. And there is so much, right? So this part one, this is the hardware install. Next up, I am ordering patch cables that are better suited to look better. I am going to go through some of my configurations. I've already recorded a bunch of the setup process and stuff like that. So next video, part 2, is going to be a little bit more in depth on the configuration, the setup, the usability, the security that the UniFi products has to offer. And if all goes well, I might have some more hardware. I'm thinking a 10 gig switch, and I found a couple, access points on Facebook that are pretty cheap. So I'm going to close it out for now. There's more coming. This is exciting for me, but it's also late and I'm tired, and I have to put it down for a couple days. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, comments, recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day.